Hey everybody. I just wanted to start off by thanking all the people that have sent me messages supporting me and offering a friendly ear or a person to touch base with. I really do appreciate it. I've gotten more than I expected, and it just shows that there are a lot of caring, kind people out there, so thank you to everybody. I really do appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to allow me to reach out to you, or reaching out to me and making yourselves available. It's not something that I was prepared to have happen, but it's nice to see that there are people out there that are kind enough to make the offer, so thank you to each and every one of you. I do apologize that my responses are not as involved as your original messages, but it seems that most of the stuff that I'm talking about would be covered here on these videos rather than just writing them again. So yesterday I went to the library. I love it when I mispronounce that word. I went to the library, but I was only there for about an hour, which is a bummer. But that's because the book that I'm reading right now has some parts in it that are kind of boring. I'm on the 4th book of the Game of Thrones series, and the perspectives that are being shown in this book are different than the last 3. So there are people in the book that are having their perspectives shown that I really don't care that much about, so I'm not engaged by the writing. So it's a very slow-going process to have to grind through those particular people to get to the characters that I want to hear about or I want to read about. But the story's still good. It's just it takes a little bit of time to get through the parts that I don't care that much about. So I tried, while sitting at the library, to look for other things to read, but nothing really kept my attention. I tried some graphic novels. Picked up a couple that were suggested to me, but trying to read those, I just didn't find them entertaining at all, so put those back down and ended up going home. But I did take the long way home. Rather than getting straight on the highway and just going straight home, I took the main roads, or the service roads. And that took me probably about a half an hour to get home, which was fine. Just riding in the sun, listening to the radio, not thinking about too much. So I guess that's a good thing, getting out of the house in some regard. It's not walking, but what are you going to do? The job search is not going as well as I was hoping. I'm still dealing with some anxiety and some fear when it comes to actually looking at the jobs. And I've been trying to make a point of applying to at least one job a day, finding a job on Craigslist, and submitting my resume to it. Today I wasn't successful in finding one that I could apply to, either because there was no job listing, there wasn't a job that I could apply to, as in there were jobs listed. What I mean by there was no job listing, as in there was no job listing that would meet the criteria of enough money, something that I could do, and something that was in the scope of my abilities. But there was no job listing there. All the jobs that they listed, I couldn't do what they asked to do. I mean, they're, a hairstylist kind of thing. I mean, I'm not a hairstylist, so I couldn't apply to it. And or they were asking for, or they were paying less than I need. I have to have a minimum of $12 an hour just to pay bills. So it's going to make things difficult looking for work. There were a couple jobs on there for like pizza delivery guy. I'm trying to avoid that until the very last few days of my unemployment, only because of the fact that I don't know. I don't honestly know why I'm avoiding pizza delivery guy, but it is what it is. So that's the situation with work. I had somebody actually comment on one of my videos about something that has been bothering me. They had mentioned that the fact that they're seeing somebody, basically their exact words were, with such intellectual prowess being crippled by cognitive distortions. And that's something that I've been concerned with, is that I feel that my brain is slowing down. My ability to think is slowing down. And, with all the depression and all the anxiety and all the fear and all that stuff, that's one thing. But when I feel that I can't think, or I feel that my brain is slowing down and I'm not thinking like I'm used to thinking, that's problematic. I don't like being mired in depression, and mired is the right exact word for the situation, because I feel that I'm stuck. I feel that I can't produce like I used to. It's just an overall negative experience. Some of you are appreciating the fact that I'm posting these videos, so I'm glad. The main purpose of it was not necessarily for me to have an outlet. I mean, talking about this stuff for me is just the same as going to my therapist. It's talking. I really don't. I don't really get much from it, but I'm hoping that there's other people out there that'll hear what I have to say and see that they're not alone in their journey of dealing with depression, and maybe get something from it. One gentleman that I'm speaking to has become friends with me on Facebook, and he's the kind of person that he has similar feelings, but doesn't feel confident in making videos and expressing himself that way. So, which I understand, dealing with videos on YouTube and other websites, you have to deal with the potential of haters and people that are going to be negative, and a lot of people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the negative input that random faceless people will put up. I have the advantage of not giving a fuck, of putting no value in their opinions, so if it's negative, it's irrelevant to me. So that's the reason why I can do this and get away with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to try and go back out again. It's 11 o'clock now, so I've got a couple hours before. It's supposed to be between 11 and 2 is what my doctor says when I'm supposed to go out. So I have a little bit of time to jump in the shower and get myself together and then head out the door and I guess go to the library again. Jeff had suggested a book by the same author that he wanted me to check out and give him my opinion on, so I'll take a look and see if I can find that book at the library, and if it's worth reading, I'll read it and see what it has to say. Alright, well, that's pretty much it for me. I hope everybody else is doing well. I hope that you're dealing with your personal issues in a positive fashion, that you're able to get through them. If you need somebody to talk to, or want somebody to give you an opinion on something, or just need some advice, I'm happy to help. I'm not an expert, but I do have opinions, and I'm happy to just give you some perspective if that's what you need. So just leave a comment or send me a personal message, and I'm happy to respond. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope life is good, and I guess I will talk to you all later.